Welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. I am your host, Mikey. And with me, I have my man, Tommy. What's going on, Tommy? And then down
What
on the
is up?
bottom, we have a new content man, and his name is Howie. How we doing, Howie?
Oh, he's doing good.
So this is our new show. It's going to be a weekly Saturday show that we're going to talk fantasy football. We'll give you our perspectives, and then hopefully we'll be able to get some chat questions in here. But every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll go live. We'll start with our league news. Brian Robinson shot. Looks like he's going to be put on IR with a possible return week 5. Does that surprise you? As the resident Washington fan, Howie,
Yeah.
how does that how's that going to look for your team, knowing that Robinson, who seemed to steal Antonio Gibson's job, is now going to be on the IR for at least 5 weeks?
Same shit, different day for the Redskins. Let me tell you, we sign them and then we either ruin them or trade them. You know,
Okay.
it's been a nightmare since the '90s. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's all right. You left us with a nightmare too, buddy.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
You left us with-
Mhm.
Tommy, the thoughts on Brian Robinson being shot while someone was attempting to rob him?
I think it's a lesson learned for anyone that's in that predicament to just let them take your stuff. I know it's tough, and I know it's your manhood kind of jumps into place, but at the end of the day, you can buy that stuff back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
luckily for him, outside of football, he lived, and he'll be back to play football again. So yeah, I mean, just I think it's something that people need to understand in life in general. Just it is what it is. It sucks, but you can always get that stuff back. I mean, look at speaking of people who
Sean Taylor.
died, Sean Taylor, who got shot in the leg. I mean, you wouldn't think that's a death thing, but it hit him in the artery, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was a wrap. So hit him in the right spot.
There's something in the water down there in Washington, isn't there? Something in
I think it's airborne.
airborne. All right.
Yeah.
And then Russell Wilson, new 5-year extension for $245 million, 165 guaranteed. My question off of that is, do you think that Lamar Jackson's lack of extension will affect his play this year, knowing that Wilson just got paid?
I think Jackson's more of a team player. He's going to actually take less money so that he can build the team around him, kind of like how Brady did it. I think he's smart enough to do that. I don't know what his agent's going to do, but
He doesn't have it. He is his agent, him and his mama.
Well, then that's even better because how much money do you need? Fans always ask that all the time. Well, what the hell are they going to do with this kind of money? And if he's smart, you'll say, I don't need $50 million. Give me $35 million and a good line. Give me some protection.
So, Tommy, with that, knowing that he has that option, don't you think if they was only willing to take $35 million, they would already sign the deal?
No, it's not. Definitely about
I'm just
money.
saying.
It's
No, I get what you're
he's
saying.
not. I understand where you're coming from, but listen. Quarterbacks want to get paid, and they don't want to feel underpaid, right? They don't like that. Like
an ego thing,
most
right?
yeah. Like this is a thing where it's like, and I kind of think that's almost every position where you're like a top tier guy. Because look at for instance Jordan Porter now, right? Like he wants to get paid like a top safety would, right? So he's gonna want somewhere near that top pay. There's not many of the Brady things out there, right? And even Brady now is going to get paid. He's getting paid, right? Like
Yeah.
Tampa. So at the end of the day, they eventually want their pay. Lamar, for everything he does over there, he's like their offense. So he's going to want to get paid. And if he's not, of course, 50 million extra. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Like he's 15 mil extra to go play for the Dolphins or whoever's willing to pay him. He would definitely go. I don't see him being that committed to Baltimore. They haven't won a Super Bowl. All they did was start him. Like they drafted him, started him, but they haven't really, what have they done for him to say, hey, I want to stay here. I want to be here. They haven't built
around
receiving
him.
core. Right. They haven't done anything really. And they're going to, so imagine hypothetically, they don't sign him. They put the franchise tag on and he gets hurt. Let's say he gets hurt hypothetically. And now is just like the Dak incident,
Or
right?
Earl Thomas.
Right. But now Dak got lucky because Dallas went ahead and paid him anyways. But Dallas could have been like, ooh, and they could have backed up and be like, well, maybe we don't want to pay you now. I mean, they could have been jerks like that. And Lamar, for with all the running he does, he's going to get hurt. And
he's like
so that's why
RG3
he
with
has
us.
to. That's why I think
You know?
he wants to get that money too. It's a lot. It is. He got to get it because he's going to get it eventually. He'll be out a year or eventually.
So
if he
do you foresee him being the Lamar of old, where he's running around putting his body on the line, or do you think he maybe doesn't take off as quickly and tries to protect
play
himself?
it safe until he gets paid?
Yeah.
No, because I think he's going to have to run around.
I think
it's part of his game,
he's
man.
Just a player. Yeah. He's gonna play ball no matter what. He's not gonna sit there and think, oh, I don't want to get hurt. He's gonna run
Scott.
for it, and you know.
We're always on,
Scott. We're always on. This one's fantasy.
And I'll be on again at 6:00 with AFC East Shakedown. So I told you.
We're here almost daily now.
These guys need a life, I tell you.
This is
I'm
my
a retired one.
This is my life. Okay, so moving into our first topic this week, we're going to do rankings, top 5 rankings for each position except for kicker and tight end, which we'll do top 3. So, Howie, we'll start with you. Who are your top 5 quarterbacks of this week?
Okay, well, pretty much for the season, there's going to be the 3 amigos. There's going to be Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen. But this week, I'm throwing Lamar in there because he's playing against the Jets, and Russell Wilson.
Give them to me in order, buddy. Give them to me in order.
Okay, I'll go Herbert, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and Wilson.
So now, Wilson 5 and Herbert 1.
Right, and I'm telling you, I'm questionable about Allen. I know you guys love him, but I think it's going to be a tough game. I think they're going to win, but I don't think he's going to put up good fantasy stats this week.
Do you hear this, Scott Blakely? This guy, Howie, on our channel talking bad about Josh Allen.
You got to have somebody.
I will tell you, I don't have Josh Allen in my top 5 this week for fantasy.
Oh, my God. All right, Fantasy Kingdom, guys, has come to a close. Have a good night and go Bills.
I love to draft. I love to draft against homers. Let me tell you.
I'll tell you. So here's my top 5. Number 5, I have Hurts versus Detroit. That Hurts versus that defense is going to be fun to watch. Number 4, I have Wilson against Seattle. Seattle's defense is horrible. Number 3, I have Herbert versus Vegas. Number 2, I have Mahomes against Arizona. And number 1, I have Jackson versus the Jets. It's not because I don't think Allen's going to do great, because he's going to do great. However, these guys, the guys that are playing on defense is Lamar's going against the Jets. Hurts against Detroit. Oh, Scott comes in. No way. J.A., 3 touchdowns, 1 run. So he has 400, 4 tutties, and no turnovers.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I'll tell you what. If he does that, I'll eat a pepper.
Right? Oh, no, you're going to eat 2 peppers?
Oh, got the challenge set.
I'm not going to be eating peppers next week. Believe me.
We got the challenge already.
Dude,
I'll challenge that. Serrano pepper. Right here.
Serrano pepper.
I got them growing in my garden.
There we go. Scott Blakely. He threw down the gauntlet. He'll eat a pepper if Josh Allen doesn't go for 400 and 4 tutties. Okay. So when you realize,
write that down.
Hot pepper, hottest pepper available. Deal. So all right, I got that. Allen needs 404 tutties. If he goes over that, that's a ballsy bet, Jeff. Did you not just watch what he did the last 2 playoff games?
I'll take any bet.
Okay. Tommy, to your top 5 quarterbacks.
Okay, for this week, obviously.
For this week, yeah.
So my number 1, I guess I'll start with my number 1. I'll go Russell Wilson over Seattle. I think that's going to be a bloodbath there. I think Russell Wilson is definitely going to cook in Seattle on Monday Night Football. My second, and I hate to say it, Tom Brady over I think he's going to have a hell of a game. I think he's going to put up some good points. like he
Against
normally
Dallas?
does against Dallas. Even though Dallas has a decent defense, just Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He's going to it's opening game. I think he's fresh. I just think he's going to put up some points, and he did. He had a great opening game against them last season, so I think he's going to have some points. My next is I'm going to say Herbert against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
That's my third. My fourth, I'm going Josh Allen. I think Scott's almost close. I think he's going to be close to 400 yards. I think it's going to be in like the 3-something range, 350, 365.
Total yards?
Yeah, passing yards. I think he's going to be about 350.
So I think that 400 yards was total.
Okay, so I'm going to say about 350 passing. Okay. 400 total. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think he's going to have a rushing touchdown. I think he's going to have 2 passing. So he's going to have 3 total touchdowns in that game. And that's number 4. And then I guess I'm going with 5. I'm going to go with Burrow against Pittsburgh in Cincinnati.
Really? You don't have any faith in that Pittsburgh defense, huh?
No, I think they're good. I didn't say I have any faith in them, but I think Burrow with Chase and who do they just add to? They added somebody else.
They got Higgins and Boyd.
Higgins
and Mixon.
Yeah, so they have a really good weapons there. I just think Burrow puts up decent amount of points. I could see definitely Burrow in the high 20s, maybe even 30s in that game.
Scott Billy in with a super chat. It says, honest, if Allen doesn't, he'll eat the pepper. Scouts honor, mark it down, Mikey. All righty.
You know what? And we're not going to be here next Friday live. We're gonna have a video clip. But I tell you what, on these challenges, let's do this. Let's do this if we can all be honest in the chat and people here. Let's video clip it. So you guys shoot a video of you doing it. Scott, if you lose, shoot a video, send it to me on Twitter, and we'll post it on Twitter. Right? All right. I lost my bet on Fantasy Kingdom. I'm eating my pepper. And we'll do the same with Howie will do it. With Howie, with whoever does a bet. Yeah. We post it on Twitter, and it's there for everyone to see.
Or live on the show, or if we have a live
or
show,
live on the show when we go live.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
But either way, I'm putting it on Twitter.
Yeah.
We want the world to know what happened.
I'll take all bets.
Scott.
I imagine I'll be eating peppers a lot.
I know you don't do Twitter. I'll still put it on Twitter.
You can shoot us an
email.
I'll
find that video. Yeah.
However, I'm praying that you don't lose, buddy. I'm hoping Allen goes for 404 tutties.
I know. By the way, though, I will say Lamar Jackson is right there with my 5th pick. Like he would be, I just went with Burrow, but the thing with Lamar is he only has Andrews, and I feel like Burrow has a lot more weapons to throw to, and so really it's going to be about Lamar and his running that's going to get you the points, and Andrews, of course, if Andrews is on his game. But let's say, God forbid, Andrews doesn't play good or they double him, then we got a problem. Then he's just going to be running hard. So that's why I kind of have Burrow over Lamar. Okay.
And Allen kind of sat right there with me at the end. I was trying not to be the homer and go with someone other than Buffalo Bills players.
I hear you. Makes sense.
That's why I went with Hurts, because Hurts got Detroit, and Detroit's defense is suspect.
See, I think. Listen, I'm here in Detroit. I'll be honest with you guys. I love their coach. I remember.
I lived in DC too.
Yeah, I lived in Detroit. I lived in South Florida when he took over as interim, and I thought, man, this guy had. Now, mind you, we'll see. The verdict's still out, but he had like this energy about him, right? This motivation that players want to. And I tell you, everything here so far in Detroit, what he's done so far, I like. So I don't think that team's going to lay down for anyone. So I don't know if they're just going to get.
We'll find out week 1, won't we? We'll find out week 1.
Yeah. I just don't see Hurts. I don't see Hurts. To be honest with you, I don't think he's that good. I think he's all right.
I don't know about him running over anyone. Player of NFL quarterback, but the dude is a fantasy gold.
I think he has his games where he stinks, and then he has games where he's like, okay, I see you. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's got. Yeah, I don't think he's put it together yet.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so we'll move into our top 5 running backs. Howie, we'll start with you. Give me 5 to 1.
All right, let's see. 5 to 1.
Yep.
Okay, Fournette for Dallas.
Okay.
McCaffrey over Cleveland. Taylor, Houston. Eckler with Las Vegas, and Henry with the Giants. And I just basically went with the worst defenses possible.
I did something similar. I have Kamara at Atlanta at 5, McCaffrey versus Cleveland at 4, Eckler versus Vegas at 3, Henry versus Giants at 2, and Taylor versus Houston at 1. Okay. Tommy?
Taylor, I'm going to start with 1. Taylor, 100% is. Yeah. Number 2, I'm going to go with Henry against the Giants. It's the Giants. The third, I'm going to go Elliott against the Bucks. I think Elliott's going to have a good game there at home in a dome or whatever. And then I got on 4, I'm going to take Kamara over the Falcons. Falcons are just still rebuilding and they're still kind of a mess. And then I will take a sleeper, I guess, even though we're doing sleepers next week. I'm going to go Devin Singletary at the 5th spot. I think Devin Singletary is going to have a good game. I think they're going to – no, I'm serious. I really, truly believe that this season Buffalo's going to mix it up more than you think. And I think that game is the game where they're going to kind of show that well-rounded offense. And they will run it and surprise because I think they're expecting us to just pass heavy. And with the new offensive line, we're going to want to showcase that right away. I believe that. So I believe Singletary will get some good yards on the ground and get a touchdown.
There is no bigger Devin Singletary fan, Howie, than Tommy. He's been screaming his name since we drafted him.
Oh, you're going to hate me then because I can't wait for Cook to get in there.
Motor, baby. Yeah, but they're two different players, man. They are two different players.
Too. Okay, so let's move into our top 5 wide receivers. Howie, we'll start with you.
Wide receivers. Okay, let's see. Worst to first, I'm going Jefferson versus Green Bay, Lamb against Tampa Bay, Kupp at Buffalo, Diggs at Carolina, and Chase against Pitt.
Okay. Tommy?
Okay. I'm going to go first. God, it's tough, man. That is tough. All right. Kupp. I can't go.
You know what? Well, let me go, and then you can go.
Because I can't.
I'll go, and then you can go. All right. 5-1. I have Kupp versus Buffalo. Adams versus the Chargers. Keenan Allen versus Vegas at 3. Jefferson versus Green Bay at 2, and Chase at Pitt 1. I have a feeling Jalen Ramsey's going to be shadowing Diggs the whole game. And really, if I was going to go with the sleeper guy, it would have been Gabe Davis over Diggs for the big week 1 game.
Okay. I'm going to go Justin Jefferson is my number 1 against Green Bay. I think he's the top receiver in the league right now, in my opinion. I'm going to go with man, this is tough. You guys put me on the spot here. This is tough, Mikey. I'm going to go I'm going to go Evans in Tampa because I told you I think that Brady's going to have one of those games, and I think Evans is going to be the guy that's going to get the ball there. Evans
over Julio?
I do. And I'm going to go Keenan Allen with the Chargers. I think he's going to have a big game with Herbert. Yeah. He's people sleep on him every season.
He's the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. I truly believe. He's the most underrated superstar in the NFL.
He's one of my keepers.
Time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Definitely one of my keepers.
I know. I'm going to go Chase 4th.
Okay.
And you think I'm going Kupp? Hell no. I'm going Stephon Diggs, baby, on that 5th spot. I don't pick any enemy that goes against. By the way, I'm just going to throw this out so you guys know how this season's going to go. This show's going to go for the rest of the year. How I do, guys, and I want everyone to know. In my fantasy league, even on my team, if whoever the Bills are playing, I sit. I don't give a crap if he's the best fantasy player on that team. He is on my bench, and I am picking another player because I don't root for anyone going against the Buffalo Bills. So
Scott Blakely comes in and says his rankings. Davis 1, Diggs 2,
I love
McKenzie 3. All week long,
he's
baby.
not. Yeah, see, that's a winner right there. That's a top winner.
Okay. We'll move on over to tight ends. Tight ends.
good
I'll
Lord.
give it the start for my tight ends, then we'll go to Howie and then Tommy, so he has time to think about his tight end rankings. Tight ends number. Oh crap! Hold on. Let me pull my tight ends back up. I just lost it.
You should know. I know number 1 already. Go ahead. That's
Yeah.
an easy one.
So number 5, I have Kittles at Chicago. Although this was a borderline for me because Trey Lance, we don't know what you're getting out of that kid. However, that defense, he seems to have it. Number 4, I have Waller at the Chargers. Number 3, I have Pitts against New Orleans. He's the only weapon they have, so I'm feeling they're going to force feed him. Number 2, I have Kelsey at Arizona, and number 1, I have Andrews against the Jets.
Okay, Howie.
Yeah, well, I got Goddard, Detroit. That's up 5-1. Schultz, I think he's going to do a little something at Tampa Bay, and I got Pitts at 3. He's going to get double coverage for a tight end, no doubt, because that's like you said, that's all I got.
You know, him and Drake London.
Right, and he's a rookie, so yeah, Pitts, and then for number 2, I got Andrews at the Jets. And then Kelsey in Arizona.
Scott, I love you, buddy. But you put Sweetie and all.
Yeah. I was good with everything else before that. I was all good with everything you said before the Sweeney. I saw Sweeney. I'm going Andrews Andrews 1.
Okay.
Because I just think that's his weapon. That's it. That is his guy. Yeah, and it's against exactly. It's a bad team for the most part. Even though the Jets are turning things around, possibly, they're still a bad team. So I definitely think Andrews will get the majority of the receiving yards and touchdowns like he normally does. I think he led, or he was close to up there in yards last year, in total yards, I believe. I got to look back, but I got Kelsey, Chiefs. I just think he's going to be their go-to now. He's going to be like the Andrews, even though he has weapons. I just think Mahomes, that's his guy, man. And Mahomes
he also has the longest tenure with Mahomes now because Juju's new, MVS is new, Sky Moore is new. His 2 remaining weapons are Kelsey and Nicole Hardman.
Yep. I got Pitts 3 against the Saints. Once again, another guy that's just their go-to. In Atlanta, and I think they're just going to feed him the ball there. The 4th, I believe it or not, I got Hawkinson. I think Hawkinson is he's bro. I like him a lot, man. I really do. I think that is another guy that Goff is really comfortable with. He's starting to get a really good connection with him. And then 5th, once again, I'm going to go with the Homer team, Dawson Knox. Against the Rams.
You kill me, Tommy. You kill me. You got a bill in every one of your top 5. Okay.
I'll tell you what you're not going to see from me in a top 5 this year.
Commander.
As a Washington fan.
Washington player. McLaurin's about the only one you might see.
Yeah. That's all they got. So.
McLaurin's a stud. He really is.
He's really good. But he's wasted there.
Yeah, he is. Especially with Carson Wentz now. You thought it was Heineke? Wait until you see Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Well, and everybody knows that's who he's throwing to.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Okay, so we're going to move top 3 kickers. For me, I actually have a Buffalo Bill in there. Number 3, I have
Woo!
Number 2, I have McPherson. Number 1, I have Tucker.
Well, I'll go. I got Thursday night's game, basically. Gabe Bass and then number 1, Tucker.
Yeah.
All right.
Tucker, number 1 for me. See, I'm not going to have Bass here because I think we're only going to have a couple field goals in this game.
He's going to have a lot of extra points.
Yeah, you're right, but I still think there's going to be kickers with. You got to remember, 50 yards is going to add up rather than the extra points is the only point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have Tucker 1. I'm going to have McPherson 2, Bengals.
Okay.
And I'll have the last one. I'm going to say Butler for KC. The KC's going to put up some
that's a
points.
good one.
And he's been a solid kicker with them.
Butker's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't think about him.
Hate that son of a bitch, but
right? Couldn't go wide right for us, right? Couldn't go wide right.
He missed the field goal earlier.
Yeah, couldn't go wide
Could have
right.
missed that one. Jerk.
All right. Top 3 defenses. Howie, we'll start with you.
Okay, I'm just going to go San Francisco and Chicago, Indy and Houston, and Baltimore against the Jets.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
And then for me, I got New Orleans at Atlanta, San Francisco against Chicago, and Baltimore versus the Jets.
Okay. My number 1, Buffalo Bills. Always. Man, how are you guys not even?
I love you, buddy.
I wish we were scoring all these,
Shame on you guys. I mean, whatever. This is why I'm winning our fantasy leagues. But,
yeah,
all good in the hood.
Keep thinking that, buddy.
All good in the hood. I'm going to go with Denver over Seattle. I think Seattle is a hot freaking mess. Even though Denver's defense isn't like the best in the world, Seattle's just so bad, bro, right now. They're so bad. They don't know what they're doing at quarterback. There's going to be fumbles. There's going to be interceptions. I think Denver's just going to get a lot of turnovers. I truly believe that. So that's 2. I'm going to say 3rd is I'm going to say Green Bay. I think Green Bay is a sneaky defense. And I think Minnesota, I just don't trust Cousins. I know he was talking earlier, Howie, on Cousins. I don't like him, man. I think he's okay. I just think he makes so many
challenge this week.
I think he makes so many
we'll get
mistakes.
there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Colts against Houston. I think Houston's still finding their way. That's 4. And then my 5th, I'm gonna say Baltimore over the Jets. I still think that's another quarterback.
Bonus 2. Yeah, we only need.
I think Baltimore. I think the Jets also are one of those teams that I don't know if I trust their quarterback.
Especially with Flacco.
Yeah.
Week 1.
No. Right. So that's where I got.
Old man Flacco. That's
Old
like
man, I cannot believe it's unbelievable. He's still tossing the football.
Okay, so those are our weekly rankings for each of the positions. We don't do IDPs. I'm not into the whole individual defensive player concept. However, if we get people who want to do that, we'll look into it, I guess. But
Love
then
you,
our next,
Scotty.
Yeah. You and Scotty both, all Bills, all the time, baby. Topic 2. So we'll go into our "Who Would You Start" segment. So this is also, if anybody in the chat has any questions of who we should, different scenarios, let us know. But ultimately, Elliott or Williams? Howie? Javonte or Ezekiel?
Let's see. Now, Javonte, that's Denver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to be splitting with shit. I lost it. He's going to be splitting carries, so I'm going to go with Zeke. I really do. I think Zeke's got something to prove. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Pollard's the man," and it's like Zeke's going to come out and he's either going to do it or he's going to fall flat on his face, and that'll be the end of him for the season.
Okay. Scott Blake comes in with a super chat and says, "Howie, thanks for joining the best Bills talk available. You'll see Bills domination come around, my man."
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We're gonna get you in that jersey soon.
You'll
be rocking that Josh Allen jersey.
Oh no!
And this season, Bills Mafia all over the back. Like, how is this gonna be this like crashing through tables? It's gonna be great, guys.
I go back on Washington, back to Chris Hamburger. And you guys probably don't even know who he was. You probably weren't even born then.
I know a hamburger. I eat plenty of those, but I have no idea.
This was Hamburger. Yeah, it was a linebacker.
You want to know where my Bills love came from? You can thank this man right here. Growing up, he was such a huge Washington fan when the Bills played Washington in the Super Bowl.
Freaking!
I had to go with the Bills, and then my love just grew from there. You can blame this guy right here. My Bills.
I was so upset. I hated that goddamn team with Mark Rippon. I swear though, I will say this though. I know we're talking not fantasy real quick, but that Washington team, I don't care who was in the Super Bowl. They just were a special team that year.
They got hot. They got hot at the right time.
Bro, they had a good record. It wasn't like they had something happen that season. They were just a good. And Mark Rippon never played the same again. It just was he was unbelievable that year. And that team was unbelievable on defense, offensive line. I mean, everything. So, listen, Buffalo Bills were a dominating team. We just went against Dallas, who had the dominating offense. Washington, who had the lucky, unbelievable, great season. The only Super Bowl was the Giants that I could say we should have won. The other three, I hate to say it as a Bills fan, we were outmatched. Those were better teams. It's just the way it is, man. The end of the day. But anyways,
when we want to tease Bills fans, we just go Norton.
Oh, whatever. You just leave Norwood alone.
Norwood.
You leave him alone, goddamn.
I think that's what I think that's going to be part of my background. Just a big Norwood.
Wide right.
I think I'm going to get one of those fat, the fat players, up there. Just
those
Norwood.
I don't think they make
big old fat head with Norton just going, oh, shit.
Oh,
you actually was a pretty good kicker.
I'm gonna put him on timeout in a minute. I'm gonna put him on timeout.
You got it. Definitely got him. Yeah.
All right. So, Tommy, Elliott or Javonte?
I still think Elliott is one of the top running backs, even though he slipped down a little bit. Until otherwise, he's still putting up yards, still putting up touchdowns. He's a bigger back with speed. Yeah, I definitely Elliott over him, in my opinion, right now.
So here's you have 3 different ones to choose from: McLaurin, Sutton, or Waddle. You can only start one.
Sutton. McLaurin, we've already talked about that. And Waddle, he's going to be splitting carries with Hill. So yeah, I'm going to go with Sutton, even though he's got Judy in the mix.
Okay, Tommy.
I'm gonna go Waddle. I think Waddle's man. He had a man. I was surprised. I was not liking the pick when they initially picked him.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I was kind of hating. But I'm not like one of these people who stay with my hate, and I can't say okay. You know what I mean? Like there's people that still hate Josh Allen to this day, right? Like, oh, he's just lucky. But anyways, no, I think Waddle is good. I think Waddle will get better. So I'll say Waddle on that one.
Go Waddle, even with Tyreek in the house.
Yeah. I think actually yes, because now the attention is going to be a lot on Tyreek. Waddle's going to be that second guy, kind of like Gabe Davis is with Buffalo now. Now people are going to really have to pay attention. Then it opens up a third guy. But yeah, I think Waddle gets. I think Waddle has another good year.
I like Scott's question here. It's not fantasy related. Well, I mean, I guess you could tie it into fantasy. Who's winning?
Go either
New England
way.
or Miami?
I like
Howie,
Miami.
We'll start with you.
Miami.
Why?
Well, because I got Hill on my fantasy team. So.
Right.
Well, and just to go along with all these Bills fans, it's like I can't pick the Patriots.
Smart man. He doesn't want to go on timeout.
One of my physical therapists hates Brady. He can't stand it when I've got ESPN on and they're talking about Brady. He comes in, he goes, "I'm leaving if you don't turn that off." So,
tell him to get in line, buddy. I know all about the Brady hate.
Yeah.
Tommy, who's winning?
Oh man, this is always a toss-up. I got to admit, last season it came down to like one play. It was like a turnover or something, and Miami wound up winning. So Miami, for some reason, always pulls out some kind of last-minute win on New England. They have that over them. It's in Miami.
Yeah,
I think New England. Even though we talked last night to Curtis and he thinks otherwise, I think New England's going to have a bad season. I think New England's an 8-win team, and I think they start with a loss against Miami opening day in Miami.
I'm with you. I'm with Scott on this one. I hope they tie.
That'd be great, right?
I hope they tie.
That'd be wonderful.
50-something to 50-something.
Yeah. Both
New England ain't scoring 50 points.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I think Miami's gonna win. If they don't, it's a bad sign for Miami because I don't think.
It's a terrible sign.
Oh yeah,
bad sign for Miami.
That's a terrible sign for Miami, especially if Tua does bad. Let's say Belichick which it could happen. Let's say Belichick
He does scheme
works
up great
works
defenses.
yeah works
Those
a good
young guys.
defensive scheme.
Yeah.
And really because the thing with Tua, off his first read, he's really bad, bad. That's where he gets flustered. And I'm very curious how now that's going to work with Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill's doubled, is he get flustered and start running around the pocket and get sacked? Because he's not like Josh Allen, not at all. You would think he was, but he's. I think all the injuries with Tua has limited him in his mental.
Mobility.
Like he does. Yeah, he doesn't get out of the pocket. Doesn't know how to scramble correctly anymore. Like he did that a little bit in college, but I think once he got that injury, you see in NFL, he's not that guy. He's not like a scrambling, get out of the pocket. He just doesn't work well once he's pressured. So we'll see. We'll see. If he dials up a good defense against him, yeah, I definitely could see New England winning. But New England, everything I've been hearing about Mac Jones and
everything I've been seeing.
Yeah,
it's not even what I'm hearing.
Seeing
it's what
too,
I
you're
saw.
right. Hearing, seeing, and then the offensive coordinators. It's really going to come down to their offense. I'll be honest with you. I think this game's going to be close because I still don't think Dolphins' offense is that special with Tua. That's a huge question mark. I think it's going to be a defensive kind of battle, and I think it's going to come down to can the offense of New England get something going, and that's where I find Miami's going to win because I just don't see it happening. So it's going to be something like 23-13 Dolphins, something like that. 21-14, 21-13, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to be a crazy high game, and it could be lower than that. Could be 17-14. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be a crazy high scoring game.
Jason Sanders makes a field goal to win it at the end.
He could very well, right.
All right,
very well.
All right, a 56-yarder.
I'd be shocked. Yeah,
to break Belichick's back.
I would be shocked if it's a high scoring game, on both sides.
Okay. All right. So we'll keep moving on. Pick one to start. Etienne, Hall, or Montgomery as your back. Etienne, Bryce Hall, David Montgomery.
That's a tough one. See,
Howie, we'll start with you.
Let's see. God, Etienne, he's almost an unknown factor yet since last year.
Right.
Hall, I don't think so. The Jets, I'm not ready for. I'm going to go with Montgomery. He's been there for a while. They're a solid team. They got to go against the Niners, but out of the three, I'm picking Montgomery.
Dante, thank you for joining. Your drafts today, 10th pick out of 12.
Oh.
Is it a redraft league? Let us know if it's Scott Blakely. None of them Singletary.
I am so mad at my draft pick, by the way. How high I got.
That's awesome. So, Tommy, who are you going with?
I'm going to go Hall. I like him. I like Hall. I do. The thing with I will say the guy in Jacksonville,
Etienne.
Help me out here. Etienne. The verdict's still out on him, man.
Yeah.
I have no idea. He suffered a season injury, ending injury. He didn't even get to touch the field. Mm-hmm. I know he's was unbelievable in college. He's a CJ Spiller type of running back. I get that, but will he make it a season? I have no idea. So I can't pick him because I haven't really seen him in the NFL yet, do anything. And he's a smaller back. They worry me when they're that small.
Right.
He's not even like a bigger, like Singletary's considered small, but he's also 210 pounds. He could take a hit. He's a bowling ball. Yeah. And we know I think this guy's more of he's a speedster. Get him in open field. He's going to make a play happen. But I also think he can if he's caught up in the middle of a pile or going through the gap, that worries me on a smaller back like that. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe he could be a flash guy and kind of a do it all. Maybe like a James Cook that we're trying to make with James Cook, which is more of a passing back. You know what I mean? Because I have a feeling that's what they're going to do with him. I don't think he's going to be like that every down kind of back. I think they're going to make him more of a passing down back for that Jacksonville team. I think. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling they're going to wind up getting a bigger back and using him
Well,
more. As
James Robinson will come back in that Jacksonville one. He's just hurt right now.
Exactly.
I'm with you. I would say Breece Hall as well. They revamped that offensive line. They actually have a good offensive line, and it comes down to what they signed Dwayne Brown to replace Becton, who got hurt, and then they solidified that offensive line, brought in Lincoln Thomason from the 49ers, and they're going to run that Shanahan offense. So here's my question for both of you as Dante comes in. Thank you, Dante, for joining us.
Yeah, damn, Allen got picked up, and it was always my damn pick in my
at
draft.
number 5 overall. So here's my question: would you take Josh Allen in the first round?
Hell yeah.
No. I don't do quarterbacks that easy. I'm not a homer.
I'll tell you why. I've okay, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I am a 3-time champion.
Well, anybody can play. Anybody can win champion with Chump.
Oh, don't even start. These are real leagues, 3 in a row. But I will
over
say
19 years.
I will say this.
I don't
follow the whole trend of don't pick a quarterback, pick a running back. I don't do that trend. I do whoever I feel is the best on the board, I am taking. Josh Allen has, I think, won back-to-back fantasy DraftKings. He was like one of the highest points. Why wouldn't I
back-to-back top fantasy earner?
Yes. So why would I not take a guy that I know for sure is going to give me those points week in, week out, rushing and passing? Because you got to remember, Josh Allen scores rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, rushing yards, passing yards. He's very consistent with that. Receiving. So, yes, 100% I would take him, and I was so upset that he wasn't. However, my pick, I will say this: if he's not available, which he has been, I always go receiver first. I don't know why. I tend to go the opposite direction of where most people go running back first. Because especially if you're not in that top 3, I feel like I can get a running back in that second round. And then I just start building on my receivers.
So,
yes, for third round.
So 100%. Matthew Berry talks about, a strategy of not going running back until later rounds. And I like this. So if you're going to go with Josh Allen at 10, my suggestion is go Allen at 10, and then on the comebacks, I imagine you do a snake draft. Grab one of the top wide receivers. Don't go second-tier running back. Try to pair him with the top wide receiver, whether it's Diggs or Devontae Adams or
Keenan
Allen, Chase. Try to get one of those top tier wide receivers on the turn, and then look at the Breece Halls, Devin Singletaries, Travis Etienne's in the mid rounds to fill out your running back. That would be my suggestion if you are adamant about taking Allen in round 1.
Exactly. Yep, I 100% agree with you, Mikey, on that. 100%. There's a lot of good. I will say this in fantasy, like right now, there is so many top receivers out there.
Oh yeah,
that you can get some really good points in week. I'll tell you who saved my draft last year, Mikey, real quick. St. Brown for the Lions. Picked him up as a free. Yes, picked him up as a free. Picked him up as a free agent. Yeah, I got him as a reserve this year, but I picked him up late in the year. People were sleeping on him. Like, man, I kind of saw because I was hearing around town. I watched the news here, right? Like, I'm like, oh, this guy's he's making some noise. Pick him up, bro. He saved my. He got on fire. Right time. So, you definitely. There's receivers are key, man. I really believe that. Running backs, if you don't have the top 3, 4, I would definitely, like Mikey said, get him.
Go. Yeah, third, fourth, fifth rounder. You still pick up starters. I'm Howie. This one comes in for you. Scott Blakely. JA-17 will be league MVP and Super Bowl MVP. He's willing to bet a pepper on it.
Ooh, Howie.
I'll tell you what. If he thinks he's going to win the whole thing, I'll bet him a habanero.
Oh, so got a pepper bet. All right. Going back to Dante's question. He said my mock draft was able to get him. So if Allen isn't there at 10, chances are all the elite running backs are going to be gone.
Oh yeah.
Double up on elite receivers. At 10, it's rough unless someone just kicks through and doesn't like McCaffrey falls because everyone's scared of his injury history. don't snag one of those second or third tier running backs as your first pick. Take one of those elite receivers. You'll especially if you're in a PPR league.
I agree. I totally agree.
Might as well bet blisters.
I would agree at 10 picking up your best available receiver.
Because
if you got to pick there.
So when you look at overall from a PPR league, right, and you go just go with the flex, at 10 you're looking at the DeAndre Swifts, Aaron Joneses of the world from running back standpoint. You know what I mean? And although they are good, they're more RB2s than RB1s. So
Right.
I would much rather go with one of the elite receivers and get Chase might be gone, Jefferson might be gone, Cup might be gone, but right around 10, the Diggs will probably still be there. The Diggs, the Devontae Adams, those elite receivers might well be there.
And I will say this too, though, on some teams like Baltimore, don't be scared to take a Mark Andrews early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not super early, but he is basically their receiver. Even though he's a tight end, he's putting up touchdowns.
Kelsey and Andrews are
the
two that you're willing to take earlier.
Yes.
Those are two I would be willing to take earlier. The next one, Waller, kind of fits right around tight end 3, but I would take him probably around 4th, 5th round if I was going to look.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
okay.
I agree with that too.
Yep. Okay. So hopefully that helps you, Dante, with your draft coming up. Best of luck. Make sure you let us know if our Twitter handles are here. If you do Twitter, tell Tommy and I what your draft came out with. We'll be interested to know.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, Singletary or Penny? Who are you starting?
I'm sorry. Hold on, real quick, Mike.
Yeah.
Scott, AFC East shakedowns, 6:00 today.
Thanks for coming in, Scott. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, brother. Go ahead, Mikey. Sir.
Singletary or Penny? Who are you starting?
Oh, this is easy.
Tommy, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
Singletary. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. I hate to agree with you guys, but that's where I got to go to.
You would go Singletary over Penny as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Penny's he's like the number 2 guy there anyway. And they're playing Denver, so not this week.
Dante comes in and says, so y'all telling me that he's gonna be gone. Everybody outside of Bill's Mafia hates him. I'll tell you, in our fantasy league, Dante, and all 3 of us are in the same league. We just did a draft. A Miami Dolphins fan took him at number 5 overall.
My buddy, yeah, Captain D.
Captain
I was so mad.
Took him number 5 overall.
By the way, he got offered,
he had elite running backs on the board.
He did. He got offered a trade. I forgot to tell you guys. So Justice offered him Herbert, and he told
Herbert
him
for Allen. Straight up.
He told him, hell
that's not a good trade. You better throw in Herbert and somebody else if you want Allen.
Yeah.
Right. So,
if you wanted Herbert, you would take him to 5. If you wanted him, you would have taken him.
I'll tell you why. He took him. Real quick story. So Captain D's been my buddy since I was 18. And he's been playing fantasy football. He'll call me. He'll be like, hey, I'm in this league, man. Should I take – so last year, he's like, should I take Josh Allen over or should I take Drew Brees? And I told him, bro, really? You're calling me for this? Honestly? He's like, I know. Just me. I said, bro, Josh Allen. Then I hear a guy in the background, his like brother-in-law. No, Brees, bro. Brees. He took Brees. So this season,
he was wrong,
I won't, of course. So this season's like, I'm never making that mistake again. So look, of course he drafts Josh Allen.
Number 5 overall.
Son of a bitch.
Absolutely, Dante. Like I said, the plan is for us to be here weekly to give our fantasy takes, and Howie is willing to back it up. If he's wrong on some of his takes, he's going to eat peppers live on, because there's nothing worse than listening to an ESPN pundit or a fantasy pundit say, go with this guy, and then the guy craps the bed. Howie's like, there should be some kind of ramification for giving you.
You got to have some skin in the game, you know?
Yep. That's the difference between us. We're willing to, he's willing to.
They're willing to fill your heads full of all kinds of crap. I'm willing to back it up.
Listen to this
they're probably far more knowledgeable than I am. I'm real old school, so a lot of my opinions are going to be infrastructure. How's your line doing? And shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not a big guy for bright shiny toys.
Bright shiny toys are the best toys.
Mike,
Well,
you don't
it's like I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take Allen there because I'd go boom boom and maybe get a Herbert later. Allen's great. He's better than Herbert in fantasy. But if you get him later, I know Mafia. Like I said, I love drafting against homers because they pull all those guys and they leave gems all along the way.
Okay, Jeff, how many championships have you won in the last 10 years?
One.
Yeah.
Now,
how many you won in the last 10 years?
Well, wait a minute. I'm kind of like Green Bay. I won the first 3 out of 4.
And then we all caught up.
Then it took me 12 years. And you're the only one who caught up out of what the 11 guys we've had in the league.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us with.
And I've won the last 3 out of 4, which caught me up.
That's true. You caught up.
Mikey's on a streak. Good.
Well, I took one. I took that one that he didn't win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He
okay.
Did. I had a bad year and I sold my team and stacked up. All right, we got a super chat coming in. 12 team, 5 PPR trade. Diggs, Connor. Oh, Diggs and Connor for Cooks and Gabriel Davis. I would take Diggs and Connor. I would take Diggs and Connor. Yep, I would take Diggs and Connor.
In a heartbeat.
What Cook? I should ask that. What Cook? Is it James Cook or is it Dalvin Cook?
Has to be Dalvin Cook he's talking
about. If it's
about.
Dalvin Cook, I would take Davis and Dalvin over Diggs and Connor.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. I get where you're coming from on that because I think Davis is going to have 1,000 yards. But, man, that Connor. Listen, Connor had a good bounce. Connor had a trade. Yeah, you're exactly. That's why I'm on the fence with that because Connor. Listen, he had a good bounce back year last year. He really did with Arizona.
Oh, he's looking good this year.
And I think he's even. I think Connor even got.
Oh, I think he's
Dalvin. Even another year in this with Cardinals offense. I think he's going to even excel.
See, and I think I would go Dalvin and Davis because although I love Diggs. And he would be the win. I think Dalvin is way better than Connor, and I think
he's going to get a lot more points. Yeah,
you're going to lose about 30 points on catches. Like I imagine Diggs will have about 30 more catches than Davis this year, but yards are going to be really close, and I think Davis is going to out touchdown Diggs. So I would probably, if I was the one, if someone's offering me Dalvin and Davis for Diggs and Connor, I think I would do it.
Yeah. I'm on the fence, but I agree. I think I'll lean towards what Mikey's saying, just because of the Dalvin Cook.
I got to go with Dalvin. I thought at first it was James Cook, and I was like, another homer pick.
No. James Cook won't.
If it's James Cook, it's
automatic. But I can see a Bills fan going for a trade like that.
Yeah.
Like, I got 2 more Bills on my team. Shit, yeah, right on.
But you already have Diggs, so I wouldn't have done it as a Bills fan. But I would absolutely go. I would take that if. Whoever's getting the Dalvin Davis, I think is getting the better end of the trade.
Yeah, but it's slightly better. I don't think it's like crazy better though. I think you never know because I will say this about Connor. I got to pull it up, but he had a lot of touchdowns last year.
He was a top 7 running back last year.
Right. So I'm saying, but he had a lot of
until he got hurt.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So
Cook gets hurt a lot too, though.
He does. Yeah. He does, but he's so dynamic.
So let us know, what side are you on? What side are you on? Was this a trade that's offering you?
True,
do you have Diggs and Connor, or do you have Cooks and Davis? So okay, down to my last one I have for you guys: Freiermuth versus Knox versus Kmet. I know Tommy's going with Knox because he goes with all Bills.
Oh yeah, Knox. Yep.
So Howie.
I like Kmet. I think.
I didn't think of that. So he has Dalvin and Davis. He has Allen. So it's tempting to get Diggs. I think from a touchdown standpoint, Allen to Davis is going to be bigger than Allen to Diggs. You'll get about 30 more points with Diggs on catches, but the upside of Davis and Dalvin, I don't know if I would make that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would make that deal, especially with that new offense that they're bringing in to Minnesota. You might see Dalvin catch more balls this year too,
Mm-hmm.
because he's coming from the McVay system,
Yeah.
or which is the Shanahan system, really. So just a thought, I mean, hey, it's hard to go wrong having the Allen Diggs combo. It really is hard to go wrong. And Connor is no slouch. So if you feel comfortable with Connor and Diggs, hey, maybe your team sets up better that way, and you really like that combo. It's a pretty fair trade across the board. I don't think there is any true winner and loser there. It's all about how what you feel comfortable with at this point.
Yeah, that's a personal preference one. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a wash either way.
Yeah, but I love that your thought about stacking Allen and Diggs, but you've already stacked Allen and Davis, and then you have
Right.
Dalvin in your back pocket. But
Yeah.
but Tommy's right. Connor is no slouch. My concern is that Arizona offensive line, really, and no
Yeah.
D-Hop to take away the
Right.
for the first 8 weeks
Yeah.
or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So hey, it's all about preference at this point. So Howie, Fryermuth versus Knox versus Komet. You can only start one.
Komet.
You going Komet? Really? Against?
I think that's going to be a
The
surprise.
49ers?
I think it's going to be a surprise offense this year.
Against
I picked the Niners defense against them,
Uh-huh.
but I still think out of the 3 tight ends, I think I go Komet.
Okay. All right. So we'll go into topic 3. Unless anybody in the chat has any other set starts that you'd like us to talk about, we'll go into topic 3. We're going to go into Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge. He's going to pick a player and give you numbers of who his, spotlight player of the week is going to be and his numbers. If it goes over, he's good. If he goes under, he's going to eat a pepper live on the show in the following week. So this week, outside of the bets that you have made, who's your hot pepper challenge player of the week?
Well, I didn't put him in with the top quarterbacks, although I think I probably swap him with Josh Allen now, and it's going to be Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
I think he's going to get 300 plus yards and throw for 3 touchdowns.
So 300
or
total
he's
yards.
going to get 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So he's going to have 300 total yards and 3 touchdowns. That's, run, receive, throw, and then 3 touchdowns.
Well, I love that I love that offense with Cook and Jefferson and Thielen. Thielen, by the way, I got
Irv Smith.
Thielen was like one of my last picks in our draft, and many draft picks. A lot of the mock drafts I did, he's going like almost last. He's
going between.
He's the forgotten receiver.
11. Yeah, because he was hurt last year.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's okay now, and people are still like they're passing on him, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, why would you do that? I mean, people are dropping as far down as McKenzie for the Bills, being a fan and stuff, but and Thielen's just sitting out there. I was amazed at that. And I did close to 60 drafts, and damn near every one of them he went way late. Just to think about if you're drafting.
I know we're going to do a sleeper pod later this week to drop for next week, as we're not going to be live next week. But Irv Smith, don't forget about him. He's coming back. Former Alabama pick. Another former Alabama tight end that's looking to come back from injury. So it'll be interesting. Okay, then our final topic of the night. Non-QB X Factor. So what we're going to be doing this season, as Tommy, Howie, and myself are each going to pick who we think is going to be the top scorer of the week that's a non-quarterback. We're going to rank them by points. So whoever wins gets the top score gets 3 points. Second 2, and then the last gets 1 point. At the end of the year, the winner of the combined points will get something. The loser we'll wait and we'll go through this and we'll get suggestions from the chat on what the punishment was going to be for the person who has the least amount of points at the end of the year for their weekly X Factor. So, for those of you in the chat, if you can think of a punishment we should go through, throw them in there. We'll grab them all and think about it and vote on it, and we'll come up with a punishment for one of us at the end of the year for being the X Factor loser. So, Howie, I'm starting with you. Who is your X factor this week?
I'm going off my my fantasy team. I need him to produce, and I think he's going to do good this week. Austin Eckler against Vegas.
Austin Eckler. Tommy, who is your X
So just
factor this week?
everybody. So just not quarterback. Just the guy that's
Yeah,
going to get the
yep.
most points.
Yep, that's non-quarterback.
Jonathan Taylor against the Texans. To me, that's an easy one. I think Taylor is going to rack him up against the Texans. He's going to get a good amount of points.
Okay. Give me 1 second. As I was doing that, I was not looking for myself. So that's problem with hosting, right? You come up with all these things and you don't look for yourself.
I know how that works.
So you think Jonathan Taylor's just going to run rush shot over the Texans?
I think he's going to have a very. Yeah, we know Jonathan Taylor too well, Mikey, as you remember Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, I think he is. Yes, I think he's the best back in the league right now.
Okay. And I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a big day. Week 1.
Good. I hope he gets 3 touchdowns.
I know you do.
By the way, I do want to say, Mikey, what I want. We're all in the same league, right?
Yep.
Right.
And you guys are watching a fantasy show, and you're taking our word or advice. And I kind of want to do it where everybody knows our record through each week, what we're doing on our team. So
sure.
I guess we'll start next week. We'll tell us the lineups, who we have on our team, because it's too late now for that. But this way, if you're taking advice from me and my team is 0-4, it's,
probably not a good idea to take the advice from him.
And that goes for, Howie and Mikey too, right? So I want you guys to follow along how we're doing on our own season. And then you guys can kind of go, hey, Tommy's doing pretty good. So, or Mikey's doing pretty good. So let's just kind of, if you can, Mikey, remember that.
Absolutely.
And we'll let you know the rosters next week, actually when we go live in 2 weeks, because we're gonna miss next week. We'll be back the following Friday. So, and then we'll get that situated.
Okay. All right. Well. For our first week, we wanted to thank everyone in the chat coming in with us. This was fun. We'll probably keep these podcasts around an hour. So, Tommy, you want to close us out, buddy?
Yeah, man. Guys, one more real quick, too. We'll be AFC Shakedown, 6 o'clock. We'll be going live today, every Saturday at 6 p.m. So, everybody, go Bills. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Howie's out of here. Mikey, see you later, guys.
Go Bills.